hurt by that vote. And we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision. I know that people will be hurt by that vote. And we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
And there we go. All right. Can anybody hear me? Can anyone hear me? And there we go. All right. There we go. All right, that's good. I love the like one-sidedness of part of the partisan politics, as if both parties don't do this, right? Yeah, this is why I hate liberals. We'd be at brunch. Yes, that's exactly the problem. Is that you'd be at brunch and you wouldn't be doing anything to put pressure on these people in power to actually get policies passed. I don't think she'll learn anything from this anyway. That's the worst part. All right. No dictators. Yeah, things were great under Biden, even though there was a genocide going on under Biden. I'm pretty sure a bunch of pagers blew up, a bunch of kids died in Lebanon. No kings and no tyrants day. All right. You know, my friend said to me the other day that, protests are kind of meaningless. And yes and no. I understand what he means. I think they're meaningless if they're like this, right? Oh, here we go. The left has become a full blown domestic terrorist organization. God, I love it. these people smell like literal garbage. This guy's standing here taking a selfie. He's talking about how these people smell like literal garbage. It's so funny. That's his take. That's his what he wants to say. Impeach and remove. Well, what are you going to replace him with? I mean, Ice Cube did a whole thing about this. It's like, okay, great, Donald Trump's out, day one. What are you replacing him with? Are you going to replace him with somebody that's actually going to get things done so that we don't end up with another Trump in the future? I do feel bad. I don't think people should be getting assassinated. That's not good. So, unfortunately for this woman, that happened. I mean, the United States is literally at war again. Oh, and this person, Laura Loomer. Oh my God, she is a literal Nazi. And she gets boosted more than anybody I've ever seen on this platform. I'm really here for all the Israel cope. That's really what I'm here for, since they're being bombed right now. And I love it. Every time this happened, they're like, was he a Democrat? Was he a Republican? Or not? I mean, does it matter? Oh God, and they have this Handmaid's Tale shit. Did any of these people ever ask the question why Donald Trump got into power in the first place? Was it because of the failures of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party? Did anyone ever ask that question, or did they just see an ugly personality that they thought it would be easy to beat up on and decide to show up to a march because it would be, it would get traction and views? Not a single thing about Israel, by the way, so far. Including from this person, Laura Loomer. 8647, which is a call for the assassination of President Trump. I really don't understand any of this. This nation, the people in this country could get so much done if they banded together for things that were actually meaningful and if they actually tried to organize. But you all want to dump your money into political parties. Doesn't make any sense to me. You guys should be creating organizations that are able to financially compete with other organizations and put your money together in that way. So that these candidates at least feel some pressure, so that all their money isn't coming from the military-industrial complex, Israel, and Big Pharma.
You're receiving is close to the.
Oh my God, it's super loud. Hang on.
This is usually what happens when you confront Medea Ben. You remember me from last time?
Yeah, tell me your name again.
My name is David. Was a big fan of yours until I realized you received so much funding from Roy Singham that I can't really support you.
Oh, well, actually, we don't receive that much money from Roy Singham. Most of our money comes
Last
from
time you told me you
individual
didn't get any money from him. Now it's
I-
that you're receiving not
I
that
said
much.
we don't get a penny from any foreign entity.
Like someone like an oligarch that goes to CCP propaganda forums and speaks to them.
Actually, he's not an oligarch. He's an individual who made some money doing high...
Your co-founder was married to him, Jody Evans. What's the deal there now?
You know, somebody can marry whoever they want. It doesn't mean anything. If you look at Code Pink...
So the co-founder of
I
Code
totally
Pink was
agree.
married to the guy that speaks as CCP propaganda.
I love that he doesn't let her finish any single sentence. Code Pink is one of the biggest the anti-war movements in the country right now. And this guy is showing up to protest this person? Which doesn't make any sense to me. I'd love to see this guy's view on war in general and why it's okay to decapitate children in other countries as opposed to just interviewing people who are out here trying to get funding so that they can get their message delivered across the country that no, we don't need to go to fucking war with every single Middle Eastern nation, which is something that I've been protesting for years now. My wife and I were actually out at one of the protests when they first started to bang the war hammers against Iran back in 2020. And now we're finally here watching Israel go to war against them. I can't even watch the rest of this. This kind of stuff makes me sick. And there's Thomas Massey, who has been pretty consistent on this issue. Why do we continue to give weapons to Israel? No one really knows. I'm sure those 15% who voted yes probably don't even know. Oh, here we go. Leftists, 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 leftists. How do you know he was a leftist? I just don't understand any of that. I don't understand this. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Oh, he's violating a piece of cloth. Oh no. Yeah, I want to remind everybody that Ron DeSantis was at Guantanamo Bay helping people torture inmates, prisoners. And prisoners isn't even really the right word. Captives, maybe? People captured, kidnapped by the U.S. and put into a torture camp in Cuba. Good for you, bro. You have a blue hat. Trump has been in politics for all of 10 years. Joe Biden was in politics for 40 years total. Makes me want to vomit. This stuff makes me really want to vomit. Also, it's totally okay for politicians to enact laws, write into legislation laws that get people murdered, literally get people murdered around the world, and allow people to die slow, insufferable deaths here in the United States because they can't afford to make ends meet, unaliving themselves, getting heart disease, having to deal with bad medicines, horrible ingredients in our foods that literally contribute to things like heart disease and diabetes and all kinds of systems related conditions in the human body that could be preventable, that don't happen in a lot of other countries around the world. But it's not direct violence. It's not direct violence. That's how they get away with it. It's not directly violent, therefore we just absorb it into our consciousness as it being sort of okay somehow. And our only way to protest against it is by going outside and holding up signs. And these politicians, they don't give a fucking shit if we go outside and hold up a sign. They don't care. They laugh. They probably laugh out loud when they see people holding up these signs. Because that's not where their money's coming from. That's not where their impetus is coming from. It's coming from their donors. It's coming from their donor class. And so I'm not saying don't do this. I would never say that. I would never say don't go outside and protest. I think that's silly. I think you have to have some kind of resistance inside your body in order for you to make at least some kind of effective communication. But our system is so completely broken and rotten. I just don't see how this is going to be effective in any way or shape or form. I don't think this is going to be effective. The city has been telling kings to eat shit since 1776. Oh, good for you. What are you doing now? You're wearing a cutoff t-shirt with jeans and you're holding up a cardboard sign. What good is that? And then, of course, you have this right here, where people literally going out and assassinating people. I don't know what the middle is from there. What is the middle between protesting, right, and assassination? What is the middle there? Well, it's got to be organizing. But organizing sucks. That's why huge corporations pay people lots of money to go do it for them, so that the CEOs of those companies don't have to do any kind of organizing themselves. They just get lawyers to do it. And just throw their money around. Yeah, this is really great. Trump is a king, say people freely protesting in a free country. I mean, again, I think it's great that people are protesting. But I think that this is accurately calling out what's happening. Is how is he a king? You're protesting freely inside of a country, but also we do know what the police do here. The other day we were watching police officers shoot people in the dick with rubber bullets, which is not great. The Iranian people I was dealing with are dead. Here we go. Israel killed the people who you were dealing with. They didn't die of COVID. See what I'm talking about? They just go and murder people, and then they turn around and they tell you that that's not okay. They go and murder people, straight up, sending missiles into their buildings, right? Like, I couldn't get away with this if I wanted to. I couldn't send somebody a missile and have them send it to a person. The missile explodes. It would never, ever work out for me. No person on Earth would say, oh, that's a sane human being, and yet these governments can do this shit. And for whatever reason, we don't figure out a way to prosecute these people. This is psychotic. You were planning on negotiating with these people in Iran, and then Israel goes and assassinates them. And you can call Iran naive, whatever. All of that criticism can be fair. I just don't know what to say. Finally, I've scrolled down, I don't know how many pages worth of lines here at this point, but I'm finally at a part that has anything to do with Israel and what's going on in Israel and Palestine. It's the Iran Military Watch saying, if you were silent during 2 years of Palestinian massacres and last night's attack on Iran, don't call for restraint now. You should just stay quiet. And I agree with that. It's just so easy for people to get caught up in mainstream media narratives inside this country. And I really do think that they use these protests, unfortunately, to, well, now they're going to use AI to catalog all these people, put them in databases. It's great. It's like politics, sports. Politics, right? You can almost guess. Sports, politics, politics. This fucking guy, this genocidal maniac over here, who takes money from Israel with no problem. I'm gonna guess the next one. I'm guessing I can see a little bit of it, so I'm cheating, but I'm pretty sure it's politics. Yeah, here we go. Oh, this psychotic person over here. Absolutely batshit insane. Bad hombre. That's definitely politics. Okay, I'm going to guess the next one is sports. Yep, sports. Here we go. LeBron James, baby. I've been asking myself the same question. What could it be, guys? What could LeBron James be asking himself? Now nutcases are flying the North Korean flag. They don't have any evidence that it's a nutcase flying this flag or who put that flag there or what. They just come to this thing and they assume, they create a monolith out of it, right? They say, oh, everyone here is the same. They wouldn't like that if we said that about them, but they come to these things, they say, everybody here is the same. Here is an example, the worst example of that. And so everybody here is a representative of this one ideology or this one thing that may not even be that bad. It's just your perception of it being bad that you're projecting, right? You're projecting that perception to everybody because everybody has this idea that communism is bad, socialism is bad. Even though I could ask you about those things, you would have no idea what you're talking about. I can guarantee it. I could talk to you about communism all day. You would only lend your ideas to authoritarianism and dictators. That's the only thing you would lend yourself to. You would have no capacity to understand the economic implications of communism or socialism. None. Because you don't study those things. You hear the word communism, you think of Stalin. Yeah, Stalin was bad. I have no problem saying that. I have no problem saying that Stalin, who literally took Russians, right, who were returning home from World War II and put them in concentration camps, right? In the gulags. Literally. I'm not joking. You can read Alexander Solzhenitsyn's book, The Gulag Archipelago. I'm just pulling it up right here. You can read this book. It'll tell you all about it. How in the days of Stalin, that's what he was doing. He was worried about these people betraying the motherland, right? And so when these people would literally cross the border back into the Soviet Union, those people would get locked up. People who were fighting the Germans, they would get locked up. And they would get put into gulags. Super fucked up. They would get put in for 10 years, 20 years, just under suspicion. People getting disappeared, woken up in the middle of the night, sent to these places and trains, tortured in the worst imaginable ways possible, right? But for some reason, the takeaway there is that that's communism. That's not what communism is. Communism isn't dictator. That's not the definition of communism. Communism is an economic model. But people forget that in any model, there has to be a system of governance. There has to be a system of rules. Excuse me, not checks and balances. That's different. There has to be a system of rules that enforces those policies. There have to be people in place to enforce those policies. If those people are not in place, then it's all meaningless. If I'm playing basketball and there's no referee there, I can double dribble all I want. I can do whatever I want. I can look like one of those those people who barely understand the sport, like 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds trying to pick up the sport for the first time, and they're double dribbling all over the place. Sports. All right, next one's got to be politics. There it is. Politics. All right, I'm gonna say the next one's gonna be politics. Yep. Oh, and then it's Kid Rock, so it's like a celebrity politics kind of thing. For some reason, Kid Rock's son is in the Oval Office with Donald Trump. Cool. All right. So if it's a celebrity, I'm thinking the algorithm's going to lean hard back into politics. That's my thought. Yep. There it is. Sounded fearful, right? So the same trope about her sounding fearful. Or maybe it couldn't have just been that it was a hard decision for her, right? That it was just a really tough call for her. No, she sounded fearful. So it's a leading narrative. All right, so if this one is, so we got two. Okay, so we got Kid Rock, we got politics. Politics, probably going to be politics. Yep. All right, here we go. I think politics again. There it is. All right, so World War III happening in the Middle East. Marines arresting U.S. citizens in L.A. Dem politicians shot dead. And this orange A word wants a birthday party. Okay, so now I'm going to say sports. It's definitely going to do sports. Cory Booker. This Zionist idiot. Oh my God, I was wrong. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. All right, so here we go. Parade. Ugh, Jesus. Why? Who cares? Who literally cares? He made a spelling mistake. It's just the same bullshit. Eight months ago. This is when propaganda just gets so lazy. Super lazy propaganda. Here's some black lady to tell you that violence has no place in democracy. Cool. Here's some white guy to tell you that the IDF is showing propaganda. Here's another person of color to tell you that the Democrats have been awfully quiet. Republicans love when people of color are on their side. Love it. Absolutely love it. Because they don't appeal to that side that much, right, historically. And so whenever they do, the boosting that happens. But I'm not really here for this stuff. I'm actually here to look at Israel. Let's see what the posts are. Let's see what they recommend to me. Yeah, here we go. It's more pro-Zionist garbage. It's just pro-Zionist garbage. It's all over the place. This guy, absolutely pro-Zionist. Let's break the internet. As if as if they don't already have that power. Yep, here we go. Smiling. Oh no, they're targeting innocent civilians? Let me clutch my pearls. Let me clutch my pearls really hard, actually. Considering you probably had nothing to say about this, I'm just gonna guess. This guy had nothing to say about that. What was going on in, let's see, how impossible it is gonna be to see any content from before the last few days, but I'm just gonna keep scrolling down. Let's see. I mean, these guys post like it's their full-time job. Here we go, June 13th. Let's keep going down. Let's keep getting back. Oh my God, is a war crime? I really want to see what this guy is saying about Palestine before. Let's see. Iranians stand with Israel against the Islamic regime. Okay, cool. Here we go. This is all June 13th. I'm still on June 13th. That's a day ago. That's 1 day ago. This guy has more posts. What does he even do? What does this guy do for a living? I'm going to guess it says husband, father, clinically insane. I'm just going to guess. I'm just guessing. Oh man, my internet sucks today. Breaking news, history, geopolitics, joined in October of 2020. All right, so let's keep going down. June 12th. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow, there it is. We were all waiting for this. As if Iran was doing anything to your country. Oh, here we go. Yep, it's more Islamophobia. It's Islamophobia, and then in the next breath, he's like, but Iranians want Israel. They love Israel. Islamophobia, Iranians love Israel. Again, I could point to, I'm sure, so many different Christians and Jews around the world who commit all kinds of horrible crimes. All kinds of horrible crimes. And they just don't get the attention like these people do. They just don't. So here we go. This is June 11th. Okay, so I think this is before any of this stuff has been happening. Islamist communist alliance that aims to destroy Western civilization. That's just your opinion. That's all it is. It's just your opinion. Should the nuclear sites in Iran be destroyed? I mean, this guy is literally advocating to murder people. And Twitter isn't doing anything to take down his content. He poses it as a question, right? He comes on here, he poses it as a question. No biggie. More reposting. Churches across Europe are burned, looted, or vandalized almost on a daily basis. I wonder why this could be. Well, why don't you start asking questions about the policies, the military policies of your people like your government, right? Or whoever you support. I don't even know who you support or why you're boosted or why you're popular. There's really no reason for you to be popular, honestly. You look like every other account that I see on Twitter that tries to do this like politics bullshit. But just because you have a pro-Israel bias, right, and an anti-Islam bias, you're getting boosted. That's all it is. But never at any point do you question why people might be upset. Everything happens in a vacuum. It's just these people are angry. They show up. They want to murder people. And we need to murder them. This is a photo with no explanation, nothing behind it. You never interview anybody. You never talk to anybody about these things. I wonder why this could be. Oh, is it because you're an anti-Islam, like, freaking xenophobe? That's probably it. And now they're can't make this up. They're advocating for murdering people with trains just because they're blocking trains. If that's not psychotic, I don't know what. It doesn't matter whether or not you think these people, whether or not you hate these people. When you start advocating for them to be murdered, you are immediately on the wrong side of that argument. Already being indoctrinated. Have you heard of communion or a baptism? It's just psychotic. The obsession doesn't even make any sense. I mean, this guy has posted, I don't even know how many posts they've had. 10,000 posts in 5 years, by the way. It's 2,000 posts a year. That's 5 posts a day that they're putting on the internet, and almost every single one without fail is anti-Islamic garbage. And this person's allowed to stay on this website. They haven't been banned unconditionally for promoting hate speech, promoting violence, or whatever the fuck the Twitter rules are. I could sit here all day. This is just one account, and I could sit here all day and talk about it. But this makes me happy right here. I'm really sorry to say it. It makes me happy. Horrifying scenes in central Israel. This is bad. Really bad. Iran is deliberately firing missiles and targeting innocent civilians. I mean, you know what? You called it. You said they were bad people. Nobody listened to you. I'm willing to bet nobody listened to you because you suck. But I do want to read the comments here, though. Apparently, there was an Israeli tunnel network under those buildings. You kick a hornet's nest, killing a few. Then when they attack you, you're the victim. Exactly. Yep, there we go. This is what you want to see, though. You want to see people responding like this. But somehow he still has 1,400 likes on this post. I wonder who is liking these posts. You can't see it anymore. You can't see who's liking these posts anymore, by the way. Twitter has removed that ability. And this part I really love is these people who, for the last 2 years, have said nothing but the worst things about why they need to kill everybody in Palestine, are now talking about why we need to feel bad about this Arab family living in Israel being murdered by Iran. Could it be that your country fired hundreds of missiles into Iran literally a day or two ago, And what, were you expecting them to just fucking roll over and die? A country that's been around for 5,000 years? And now that they're fighting back, you expect me to give a flying fuck? In Israel, they give you a sandwich. Yeah, right before they put you behind some apartheid barrier or whatever it is. I don't know what they do there. How does she know that there were no Iranians in the crowd? How does she know that? Oh, here, same guy. People in Iran are celebrating Israel's attack against the Islamic regime. The video's context is likely inaccurate. Some Iranians, possibly regime opponents, may have celebrated. However, most evidence points to celebrations in Iran tied to Iran's retaliatory strikes against Israel. The post overgeneralizes. Thank you. You can actually feel their excitement. Let's look at this person's face. Oh my God. I just want you to look at this person's face. Look at how excited this person is. This avatar of a person. Look at this guy. He's got a beard. I guess he's okay because he's white. Oh, here we go. You can actually feel their excitement, she writes. What? I am learning new. And somebody like that? You know, I'm going to like that too. I am going to like that too. I'm going to take it away. Yeah, the IDF's targets have literally been all of Gaza. You've completely flattened Gaza. You've destroyed all the hospitals. You've killed hospital workers. You've killed journalists. You won't let international press inside of Gaza. You won't even let flotillas inside with aid. I mean, you could you could literally look at this photo and say that these people are Nazis, which they are. No, that's all I want to say. That's all I wanted to say. And more Islamophobic nonsense by Nio Berg. It's absolutely insane that these people say this kind of stuff. There's 2 billion Muslims in the world. If they really wanted to start some shit, you can bet your ass they would. But for some reason, they're all our enemies. They just all happen to be enemies, especially when they don't like Israel. Especially when they don't like Israel. Oh, this fucking Nazi, Ollie London. Jesus Christ. They all get boosted. They're all just around in perpetuity. They all just get boosted. You just type in Israel. These people pop up. They're posting every single day. Their entire job is just to post about Israel. It's just pro-Israel propaganda. I mean, like, literally, it is Israeli flag on Jesus's chest, and apparently his arm is inside of a flag or something. I don't know what's going on there. This is beautiful. Good. Let him sing. And this is exactly right. Finally, we have a decent comment from a parody account. This is a parody account. In 1 week, Israel bombed Gaza, Syria, Lebanon, and Iran. And they're calling themselves the victims. Oh, deliberately. Oh, no. Yeah, Israel wasn't trying to deliberately maximize civilian casualties. They're not shooting people, starving people, lining up for food. And there it is. This person's going to call for the regime to be destroyed. He's going to get boosted. The media is going to point to this person as a voice of reason on this matter for whatever reason or something. I mean, something along those lines, right? Not exactly, but it's in that same kind of vein of the media looking to the public for one person to voice concern over this problem, and then the United States is going to get involved at that point. However, I don't know. You reap what you sow. 90% of the people, the population in Israel, were talking about either there were not being enough force being leveled on Gaza, or there needed to be more force being leveled on Gaza. How am I supposed to feel bad for these people? I don't feel bad for them at all. Yeah, well, you know, how many people were trapped under the rubble in Gaza? I mean, it's psychotic. It's absolutely psychotic. Now that these people have had any kind of violence inflicted upon them, they have the audacity to talk like this. It just rings hollow. It's boy who cried wolf shit. It's terrible. And it's so disingenuous. Okay. Suddenly, the UN is silent. Oh my God. Oh, man. Where is the outrage? How can I possibly appear more like the victim here? Here we go. People everywhere are waking up to the barbarians who are at the gate. I mean, I am brown. I don't know if you noticed that about me or not, but this type of rhetoric gets people like me killed. But I have no way to file a grievance against this person. I have no way to file a grievance against this person. He's just allowed to get up there. He's allowed to spread his hatred and his vitriol against people like me all day. I have done no such disservice to this man. None. Zero. Iran has not bombed any other country up until this point. They haven't done anything. But now they want to point to the fact that Israel bombed them first, and now because Iran has retaliated, that somehow they are the barbarians. Somehow they're the bad ones. They're the perpetrators in all of this. Iran had top leaders executed, scientists, generals, people who were supposed to apparently be meeting with Donald Trump, and now those people are dead. So now Iran couldn't, at this moment, engage in those negotiations. They may not have even had the time to replace those people to engage in those negotiations, and Israel is still bombing them. But this guy's allowed to get on public television, and he's allowed to talk to people and say that these are the barbarians. No, you're the barbarians. You have the $1 trillion military budget. You have the troops that are listed in your military who are in bases all around the globe. You are the country that's been bombing different countries, overthrowing different leaders for the last 70 years. Since 1948. From Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria. What else? There was a time where you were drone striking Pakistan. I mean, the fallout from the damage that you've caused to the Middle East just over the last 24 years since 9/11 has been insane. Why aren't you a barbarian? Do your bombs not decapitate children? Does it have to be with a sword? A person wearing a mask? A brown person with a beard? Decapitating a person with a sword? Is that the definition of a barbarian? It's not barbaric when you drop a bomb on an entire family. When you drop a bomb on a civilian location just to take out a few what you call terrorists. And you kill all kinds of people all the time. I mean, you know, I point to this article a lot because I really do believe these figures. So it's found that just under 1 million people were killed directly due to violence across 5 theaters of war involving significant U.S. and Western military involvement. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. Right? Now, for whatever reason, they exclude Libya from this list, which was also horrible because Libya was doing fantastic at the time that they overthrew them. But the real resulting death toll, when you kill all these people, it's not just the direct death. It's deaths. It's not just the people that you bomb directly. The cumulative death tolls includes many multiples of that figure. Okay? And the reason is because of all the infrastructure damage, the loss of life due to inability to get medical care, inability to get food, resources, the fact that your home might literally be destroyed. The Geneva Declaration methodology suggests that between 4.2 and 4.6 million is the range encompassing the minimum number of people who are likely to have died as an indirect consequence of these post 9/11 wars. That's just post 9/11. We tortured some folks. It's fucking psychotic. It's written in perfect English. And then it's written in Arabic in a hashtag. Yes, exactly. It's in English. It's meant as propaganda for Americans. It's so that America can sell their next war to you. Iran is the bad guy, right? They're killing Israelis. 700,000 Americans live in Israel. And now they're doing this shit. This is so fucking crazy. Can you imagine if anybody posted this in Iran about Donald Trump? Do you think people are posting shit like this about Donald Trump in Iran or Joe Biden or Barack Obama or whatever? It's simply not happening. And if it is happening, I'll tell you right now, it's probably warranted because of all the saber rattling about Iran over the last 20 years. They've been talking about it forever. But it's like people in America simply just don't care. They just don't understand how to give a shit about this in the right way. It's another color revolution. And then this is literally about Afghanistan. It's not Iran. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I mean, it's so cruel and psychotic. It really is disheartening to see stuff like this. It's people just being as sociopathic as they possibly can be and flippant, really. I mean, showing absolute no care for the use of language. Muammar Gaddafi is back from the dead, and you're pointing to this person. And here it is. Oh, this this is so psychotic. This is more color revolution shit. Look at this. Jewish American princess. Graduated college more conservative than I started. Frequently on your TV. You're only on my TV because you're a psychopath that does the bidding for the U.S. imperial state, for their hegemonic interests. You're not special. You're not a good person. You're not popular because you're a moral and just person, okay? Deborah. You just have a face, okay? That's it. You have a face that they can make, that's easier to make popular, right? Because simps love people that look like you. I'm going to say whatever nonsensical propagandist bullshit I'm going to need to say so that I can get my paycheck in the morning. That's it. That's all this person's saying. Their threaded eyebrows. Thank you. Boop. And boop. Boop. And that's my contribution. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The utility of... Oh, man. If there are any casualties, Israel has to take out Khamenei. Well, duh. You're already trying to do that, you fucking idiot. Stupid. Way to go, Nio. Not even a real name. Oh, and John Fetterman. Fucking... What a fucking maniac this person. He's always been a plant. Every fucking moment that he's been alive, he's been a plant for Israel. And there you go. That's what Israel has done to Gaza. How many people do you think they've murdered in that place? How many people do you think are trapped under the rubble here? Men, women, infants. But I have to give a shit about what Iran is doing to Israel? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, yeah. They're writing it in English. Perfect English. They've got a picture of Bibi Netanyahu on their phone. They're writing it in perfect English. No, I'm not going to pray for them. Okay. I love this. This is like, hey, World War III is about to start. Here's a person dancing. Like, who gives a shit, dude? Could you possibly be more out of touch with the seriousness of what's going on in the world right now? And this guy's holding up a some color revolution shit. Oh my god. Okay. All right, sure it will. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Oh, here we go. God, what do you say about this face? It's definitely kind of, it's like closeted Republican. Closeted Republican, box wine, twice a day. Definitely twice a day, box wine. Every day. Okay, no exceptions. It's always wine o'clock, but it's only twice a day. Because she realized recently she had to hold back a little bit. Trump supporter, support of Israel, against woke socialism, unapologetic Christian. Yeah, no shit. No DM, no scams. This is such an insane world we live in. All right, I gotta stop. I can't do this anymore. This is absolutely crazy what's happening right now. You all have a wonderful day, or whoever tuned into this, and take care.